If something is going to go wrong with regards to everyday life, trust me, it's going to be me that is going to go wrong too. It's the story of my life, and I'm so used to it now that it doesn't even really faze me anymore. However, let me tell you this little story, and it's a short story long. So if you don't like long stories, just scroll on past. Okay, so before the holiday season, at the end of last year, I went into one of the top designers of the world. I went in there and they had this coat. Okay, now I envisaged this whole look that was based around this coat, and I have had this coat on my mood board, was it dream board or whatever it is, my whole adult life. Okay, this is an iconic coat. It also costs $30,000. Okay, now I know that that's a ridiculous amount of money to pay, but I work really hard, and I have been working my entire adult life, and I've got to 48 years old, and I should be able to buy this coat if I want to. And before I get the army of people saying, oh, you're so out of touch, you know, this is like my entire year's salary, or I can't put food on my table, please don't forget that I was completely broke. So broke, it was a joke. That's how broke I was. Living off benefits, living in social housing, you know, struggling to get by. So I know how hard it is, but I'm not in that position anymore, by the grace of God. Okay, so I went in, tried it on, and it was even more beautiful in real life than I imagined it to be. And it was actually on the mannequin in their window, okay? And I just fell in love with it. And I was like, can I justify this? Because brokey Emily from 10 years ago is telling me that's like what somebody earns in a year, and you're going to spend it on a coat. And then I'm saying to myself, you know, I've worked so hard. I have been blessed with financial success. Why should I not be able to buy myself this jacket? Okay, so I talked myself into it. So that same day, I contacted the sales associate and I said, look, I've made my mind up, I want the jacket. He said, do you want to put a deposit down? I said, absolutely. He said, because the only way we can bring it into the UAE is if you put a deposit. I said, it's no problem. So he came to my office, we sorted out the payment, and he left. That was on the 18th of December. Now, I wanted the jacket before New Year's Eve because I knew we were going for a nice meal. I knew I was going to be sitting outside. I knew I was going to be a bit chilly, and I really felt like this was going to just complete my outfit. Okay, so I believe, still to this moment, I believe that if I order something on the 18th of December, even if it's in South Korea, which it was, that's enough time for you to pack it up, send it next day delivery to Italy, and then from Italy, you send it to me here in Dubai. They had 6 working days before they departed for their Christmas holiday break, okay? And they went on the 24th and they came back on the 5th. So had they have got it into their office within those 6 days and shipped it straight to me or to the Dubai branch, Dubai's still working, everything's still happening, nobody's slowing down in Dubai. We're a Muslim country, nobody's taking Christmas breaks. Like, what even is that? Nobody takes a Christmas break in Dubai. So I'm eagerly waiting for this jacket, and I'm like, yes, I'm definitely going to get this. Anyway, I get a message. I think it was Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas Day. I have to check my messages and I'll put that on the screen. But my sales associate says to me, I'm really sorry, but you're not going to get the jacket on time. It's just not going to happen. They haven't even sent it from South Korea yet. What? So I paid you $17,000 as a deposit on, I've just done the maths, actually it was more than $30,000. So I paid you $17,000 on the 18th of December, and you haven't even, not you, the person, the salesman, their firm hasn't even moved the product from one country to the next. What? This is like one of the biggest fashion brands in the world, and somebody has just said that they want to buy their jacket, which costs 17 and 17 is $34,000, and you didn't expedite it quicker. So he tells me they will be closed until January the 5th. And when they open on January the 5th, they will issue me my refund. Okay. So about 4 days ago, I messaged him and I said, hi, can you give me an update, please? Because I still haven't received my refund. And I think that $17,000 is not a huge amount of money for a massive billion-dollar company to be refunding to a customer. You know, I'm not asking for them to refund me $150,000 or something. This is a relatively small amount of money for them. I'm not saying it is for everybody else, but for that company, that's like a drop in the ocean. It's nothing to them. He's like, oh yeah, my manager's been chasing it up every day. I've been chasing it up every day. It's the 13th of January and they haven't sent me my money back. What? Are you for real? You're a massive fashion conglomerate and you can't expedite a blooming coat in a speedy time, and on top of that you can't refund your customers in a speed. Like, what? Really? I mean, I run a business. If I treated my customers like that, I wouldn't have a business. So somebody rings me up today. I get a phone call from a number I don't know, and I say, hi, Love Luxury, and she says, hi, is that Emily Abraham? And I said, yeah. She said, oh, my name is whatever her name is. I used to work in Gucci, so I know you from Gucci. Well, obviously, when she's left her Gucci job and moved into Fendi, she's seen my name on this dispute, on this return. So she's taken it upon herself to call me. Great, thank you. She says, oh, I've just come into Fendi. I've just started working for Fendi, and I've seen that you are due a refund, and it hasn't happened yet. I'm like, yeah. She said, can you give me till next week to sort it out? I was like, no, I can't. Sorry. She said, yeah, but I've only just joined this. I said, I don't care. I said, I gave that money to your colleague on the 18th of December. It's now the 13th. Is it 13th or 14th of January? It's completely She said, yeah, but they've been closed. And I said, I don't care. I don't care. Don't care that they've been closed for the holiday period. Then they shouldn't be taking people's money if they can't refund it in a timely manner. Really? I said, listen, this is not about you. This is not about your colleague. I said, this is about the internal workings of the company that you work for. It's completely unacceptable. What massive company, one, treats their customers like that and doesn't even say, let's quickly get this shipped out to her so she's got it for when she needs it for, because I was very clear about when I needed it for. Very clear. And when I cancelled the order, rightly so, because they couldn't get it to me on time, I don't have my money back. And we're nearly a month after I've given them the deposit. It's ridiculous. And it's not even about the amount of the money, it's the principle behind it. Who runs a business like that? No communication unless I chase them. Even when it came to me finding out what was going on with the coat, I was chasing them, saying like, what is happening? I heard nothing. And then the only time they initiated the contact with me was because they said, it's not going to get to you on time. I'm chasing them for my deposit back. I'm chasing them asking like I even forgot about it for a period of time. Imagine that. I'm walking through the mall and I see the store and I'm like, hold on a minute. So I text my SA and I'm like, WhatsApped him and said, what is going on with my deposit? He's like, oh yeah, well, we've been chasing it every single day. And until I get this phone call from the lady today who's taken it upon herself, thank you, to get this sorted out. But why should I have to wait another full week, over a month, to get my money back? I said to her, this coat was a dream. This was something I have worked towards my entire adult life. This was a goal for me. And they shattered it. They literally shattered it. It's only a coat, I get it. But when you have worked so hard to be in a position to be able to walk into a sports store and spend $34,000 on a coat, trust me, you want that experience to be seamless. No, none of that. They did bring me flowers on the day that I was paying for the deposit, but everything beyond that point has just been a complete disaster. And I said to her, this was a dream for me. This was a goal that I have aspired to my whole adult life. And I will never, ever buy a product from this company. It will never happen. Who wants to do that to their client base? Who wants to do that to somebody who has literally worked their backside off their entire life, got themselves out of brokey poverty into a position of being able to spend $34,000 on a coat, and you shattered their dreams with your terrible service? That is why Love Luxury is as good as it is, because we take care of our customers.